Welcome to the Rod and Cyndee podcast. How are we doing today? We are having a great time today. It's a beautiful day out. We're in Phoenix, Arizona. We're at, where are we at today, Cyndee?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Oh, the facility?
Yeah, the facility. Where are we at?
New Vision.
New Vision Center.
Yes,
in Phoenix,
New
Arizona.
Vision.
Right.
It's a really great place.
That's beautiful. It's off of Tatum.
What happened to the old Vision?
We're going to talk about that.
There's no such thing anymore.
Yeah, that got
All right.
demolished.
It's out of here.
Got demolished. Still out of here. They have a new vision now on everything.
That's good.
So we're just kind of figured out that how this podcast is going to go because that was Patrick Love, by the way, that just announced himself without me even telling him to announce it. He just is excited to talk, I guess.
I'm very excited.
So let me do the introductions here, okay?
Yeah, I'll go.
Is that all right?
Can I guess?
Okay.
I'm Cyndee Mewby, by the way.
Oh my gosh, I don't even get to introduce you either.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Right.
How about if I introduce you?
Oh, there you go.
And to my left is...
Rod Lyman.
Hey, all right.
And to my
your-
right is...
Cyndee Mewby.
Yay!
Yay. And to your left?
And to my left is the beautiful Patrick Love.
Why, thank you.
And and even more beautiful, Toni Love.
Yes.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
How you doing, sweetie?
Good.
Good. Absolutely. So, did you bring Patrick, or did Patrick bring you?
Oh, he brought me.
Oh, jeez. We have some really beautiful. I've known this couple for a long, long time, and it was when I was actually learning how to be who I was, and they came into my life, and they have done some pretty amazing stuff. And I'll never forget one time we're driving around, and we're at a gas station, and there's a panhandler that was standing outside, and it's like, I didn't have any money to give to the panhandler, and so I just kind of ignored it and that. And Patrick walks right up there and says, "Do you want to pray to this panhandler?" And the panhandler's like, "Oh, gosh, yes, absolutely." Patrick held his hand, and they did this prayer and everything else. And you just saw a glow around this guy, and it was just like, I was like, "Oh, I want to do that."
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Do you really?
Yeah, but I hadn't remembered that since that's happened.
No, it was amazing.
$5 goes a long way, too.
Right, it does.
I gave him $5.
Did you really give him
No,
money
I gave
too?
you $5
Okay,
to talk about
$5.
it.
Oh, my goodness.
No, it was beautiful. I like spontaneous
Oh, absolutely.
divine appointments, the vibrational synchronicity that comes with connecting with someone that's hurting
Right, exactly.
and raising them up to a place where they feel loved.
Right. Well, and to me, I thought all I could give him was money.
Right.
So me realizing that there was so much more to give than just money to a panhandler. And I thought, how amazing was that?
That is amazing.
Yep, absolutely. So, Cyndee, you've got to meet these guests and that. They're a fun-loving couple, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. I'm more excited to, learn more about them, actually.
Right.
And I'm a newbie to them, as they are to me, and they're very lovely looking and feeling.
Oh, nice. We still have that new person smell.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Absolutely. Nobody has farted in your car yet.
Nice.
So, yes. So, I have to also tell you the story. I didn't want to share it until we got on the air. And that,
Come
so
on.
this is awesome. So, here I am this morning, and weird stuff always happens to me. Seriously, right? Everybody that knows me, weird stuff happens to me. And so I'm thinking about what I want to talk about. I have all these stories about Patrick and Toni, and I'm thinking about what I want to talk about with Patrick and Toni. I already know what I wanted to talk about with Belle and all the other guests we had today, but what did I want to talk about with them? And honest to goodness, my laptop lights up. And when it lights up, it's usually something that it's for Cyndee or somebody, that a message for somebody, and then it's usually for Cyndee, but there's a message for somebody. And I about died. A picture popped up. And it was Wild Bill Hickok that popped up.
Okay.
Okay, you guys aren't seeing this? Wild Bill Hickok had this. Remember that? You know that?
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
the thing on his chin. That.
My middle name is William.
Oh my gosh!
So,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Call me
Patricia
Wild
William
Bill.
Love.
I
Yeah.
had that wild,
What's that wild hair?
that wild,
I call him Wild Squirrel.
Is that squirrel? I love that. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
What do you think of it, Toni? You like his little wild squirrel?
yeah, I love it. I don't want him to ever cut it off, that's for sure.
Oh, I thought we'd do that on the live podcast. We're going to
There
cut
we
it
go.
off.
Oh my goodness, he'll look totally different.
Yes, the soul patch would be gone.
My soul would be gone.
Oh, it'd be like Samson and Goliath, where they cut Samson's hair.
All the gray hair. Probably make me
You have
look a
gray
little
hair?
younger.
You don't have gray hair.
Kind
Really?
of a mixture.
Wait, do you guys want to see gray hair? Look at my hair. Ah.
You wear it well.
I wear it well, yes,
Your
I do.
silver fox.
Ooh. That was nice, Cindy.
Right?
Silver fox. I'm kind of liking that.
Silver fox.
So first of all, let's just jump into this. Toni, who are you? What do you do?
What is that? Vibrational.
Well, just tell them the way you know to speak it, baby. The biofield.
Biofield energy is what I call healing. I do distant a lot. I see people in Ireland and Australia.
Wow.
A lot more over there than I do in the
In
over
the States here.
Yeah. Well known over there and also in India.
Yeah, I've actually saw that and heard about that too. Is that you've been really spreading out further on the other countries than you have actually in the own United States.
Right.
Which is kind of funny. Is that our podcast is getting bigger outside the States than it is here,
Nice.
and it's kind of cool. So it is neat to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, but what does that look like? What you do?
Oh gosh.
My gosh, it's really hard to describe.
It
I know
is.
that.
It's really hard to. I just basically I was born with this,
Well, of course, yes.
but
absolutely.
after all these years, it just took me a long time to figure it out. Like to know what my strengths are in it. I tried methods and all that, but it blocked me. So I just moved on past the methods and just went on with the energy that the universe. I just go to a nothing place and I basically let the universe or the energies channel through me to heal these people.
This is all done remotely.
right.
So she usually gets a picture from that day or a very recent picture, a photograph of the person, and then goes into their body and all kinds of
Wow.
interesting stuff. And they usually feel the experience.
Right, absolutely.
And a lady just recently came out of a wheelchair about 6 months ago, and she's still out of the wheelchair after being in the wheelchair for 7 years. That was pretty cool.
She had
Wow,
a
that's
brain
amazing.
injury, and then she was also got exposed to toxic black mold that actually mimics Parkinson's and MS and all.
Absolutely. Yep.
So with the combination of both, she could not walk, and her feet were extremely red and purple. She didn't have circulation. So I did just one treatment on her, which I was really amazed because I thought that, because I do 8 sessions.
Right.
I like to do longer to make sure. So I go inside her. I go inside her body. I could see. It's like I'm there with her.
Right.
It's like I travel, and I see it. And so this is gonna blow your mind because I just told Patrick about this. I didn't. It's like a secret for me.
Ooh.
But
Cool.
First time ever.
Yeah. When I go into somebody's body, everybody has their own song in their DNA. So everybody has their own song. So like if you're in spirit or a light being, in the cosmos, we're going to know each other by our song
Right.
because everybody's different.
Right.
So like when I go inside this person's body, I see her song and I see static. And then I see the injury and I see things that are making it her song, her harmony, not
Harmonize.
harmonizing, not
Wow.
synchronizing.
Well, that's really cool.
So I know when it's flowing and her song is singing
Right.
within her DNA, as I know is that's it's done. The
Wow.
session's done. So after that, she said, well, I felt, this tingling, this coolness, and this burning on my back. And then she got up and she walked. And her wheelchair's in the other side of the house now. And ever since then, she's like, I cannot believe you healed me after all this. I've been going to doctors, and
And then the art.
I helped her start a business. Her art is she does crayons,
Oh, wow.
melts crayons on beautiful artwork. I mean, it's abstract, and so this helps with
Very
her
beautiful.
brain injury. And so I built her an e-commerce store. I helped her out on that and got her started within her business. And I designed her logo, and I did a lot of things for her. But and now she's taken off. She's got her necklaces. She's got her chakra series. She didn't know anything about the chakras or, energy.
She's waking up.
She's waking.
She's awakening.
Yeah.
I love it.
Pretty excited.
So, and now she's like got every painting for different illnesses. So it's helping people like for Parkinson's or abuse, awakening from that, being healed.
Right.
So yeah, so that's that.
That was lovely. My gosh, you're awesome.
Absolutely.
So I'm helping people also move into their giftings. And move
It seems to be a common side effect. People that never had any type of dreams, perhaps, or different things happen to them. Mediumship. My goodness. I mean, healing gifts
Right.
of healing, get inspired. Just like with Reiki and stuff like that, there's attunements.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's why I love being around Rod. I get re-in-tuned, re-in-tuned.
What are you getting tuned to?
Love.
Love. I love
Love.
With a little bit of sarcasm.
it. Yeah, just a tad.
Just a little bit.
love, peace, and joy.
Nice.
Absolutely. No, I love you guys. I love what you can do, Toni. That's amazing. You had actually sent me, and I was looking up on my phone here. You had actually sent me a message about that's something you saw before we even got into this. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I seen some soul ties, some spirits that were attached to you, and I felt like they were making you old, actually.
That's funny. That's good, though.
Right?
And it is. It was
So,
making me old.
I know that I didn't get a response back, and I was waiting to see if I could remotely remove it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. That was very interesting. Is that I actually had written a response and it never got sent. And I thought because I just looked it up right now, and that was like, did I get a response to my response? And no, I didn't. I just looked at it. My response was never sent.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of weird. It's because we talked about because you asked me about the nighttime, and I said yes. And I told you in my response, I says nighttime's great. Any time after 9 or 10, and that I'm laying down and ready to go. That's what I was telling you. And
Oh, okay.
so, but you saw something, some soul connection that was making me old.
Yeah, it was just connected to you. You got several of them. And
Was it Cyndee?
no.
Cyndee wasn't making me old.
No.
He's a brave man.
Yes.
Yeah,
So how do you see this, dear? I mean, that's. I want to try to get into your head in that because I want to see how do you see this? How did you see it?
That's the thing. I can't explain it. I'm just, I see things, everything. I see spirits, so people name it mediumship. I like to say seer.
Seer, yeah.
Seer
that's it,
gift.
Yep.
It just happens. I really don't know how to explain it. I told Patrick, I was like, how am I going to explain it?
I think what he's asking really is, when it came to you, what was the impression that would cause you to say, yeah, you have some attachments?
I felt like he was being drained.
So it's more of a feeling?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really interesting because I've been told lately in that I had quite a few attachments to me after you actually did this.
Oh, wow.
And it was really interesting is that, and you probably get to meet them today also, that actually told me this. And it was the day after you actually had sent me that message.
Little confirmation.
Yeah.
Well, very much confirmation that that I'm being drained and everything else and that. And the interesting thing is that it was like over 40,000 attachments.
You have a lot.
Yeah.
Well, because there is no space.
There was a
There's a
lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There was a lot, and I didn't want to say anything. I was like, "Oh, should I say anything? I don't want to hurt
say
his
it.
feelings or
No.
anything like that."
How are you going to hurt my feelings that I have
I didn't want you to take it wrong.
Sorry, you have attachments.
Yeah.
That's not going to hurt my feelings. I
Some
want to
people
know
actually
that.
do. Then they get kind of freaked out. So.
Well, because they're not awake. You're
Right.
awake.
You're awake.
So
Half the time I'm awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not always awake.
kind of awake.
Kind of awake. Yeah. It's not a total awakeness, but
No.
But are we talking spiritual or physical?
Right.
Yeah, because I walk in that
That's
sleep.
right.
But the attachments, I think what you're saying is that people think that it's, scary or
Yeah.
something bad, but it's not so true of that, right?
Go ahead.
You know what? It's really beings looking for love.
Mm-hmm.
And they're attracted to who you are, the light you put off, whatever. I can only imagine.
They haven't moved
Right.
on.
What do you mean you could imagine? You're so full of love. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You are. What do you mean you can imagine?
I'm
you know,
squishy.
Patrick, the squishy thing.
Squishy.
It's that
You know-
squishy love.
I'm
I
like one of
think
those
what's scary, though, is the ones that have moved on or partly moved on and they're attached to you is one thing. But when they're alive and they're attached to that light and love, you never know what they're capable of doing.
Exactly.
It could be scary. You can't put that out there or be fearful. But, just keep sending them the good stuff. And hopefully they'll just, stay away at some point or have their boundaries.
Yes, I just hope they'd show up and vacuum my house.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Could you
Attachments that actually are functional,
There
like
you go.
wash your car.
There you go.
Maybe walk the
Dishes.
dog. That's a functional
Is
attachment.
that
Put
like
my
the-
clothes away after they've been washed.
There you go.
I
Folding
I don't think these are vacuum attachments. All right?
No,
that's
no.
like, I don't think they know how to clean, and that all they know how to do is dirty you.
dirty.
Yeah, dirty.
Well, that could be fun.
Yeah, I guess that could be. Never mind.
So,
That's a whole nother story.
You can't blame me for that.
So when I do, I see people, clients.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say it's just going to be a spiritual reading. I can't say it's going to be just mediumship or the bio-distant healing. It just all comes at once. So that's a package. They get the whole package.
Right. Well, you're so talented and with so many different gifts that you have and everything else. You never know what you're going to get with you because your gifts go beyond, beyond. So that you see, you feel, and it's just not one little aspect of that. You're going to get all of it. It's kind of like, and just to give you an example, is that I know 125 different modalities in Reiki, and that somebody comes in for a treatment, a Reiki treatment, that you can't just pick and choose off a menu what you're going to get.
Right.
And that's exactly with you, is that you're going to get whatever comes to you.
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, so like there was a lady that I was ministering to, and all of a sudden I seen her son come out of a cloud.
Mm.
And I told her, I was like, I see what he was wearing, everything the day he died.
Wow.
And he was standing next to her and actually brought a lot of healing.
Yeah, actually, the mother and father had gotten a divorce. The young man had killed himself a year previous, almost to the day, and we were in a community hall kind of thing in this room with a big flea market going on in the big room out there, and we had like these cool-looking fire lamps with all the lights off, and just set the atmosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were the only. You could see them looking in the door, and finally, what Toni just described happened, and then she went home and contacted her ex, and then they showed up. We were still there. We were there like 4 or 5 hours, and they came. I ended up remarrying them at some point.
Wow.
And it was a total healing
For the whole family.
for the whole family because the
Wow.
young man apologized
Right.
and really accepted what he did and wanted to make sure that they understood that he loved them and it wasn't about them.
So that's just one aspect.
We've had,
There's several, but I just kind of named it biofield. I didn't know what to name the whole energy healing.
Right. I mean, that is what
I
it
just-
is, your
What it is.
biological
I-
field.
So many,
Yeah.
so many energies and vibrations,
Right.
and then like I said, seeing everybody having their own song and their DNA, it's
Right.
just amazing.
I love that. I think that's amazing.
I
Yeah.
do too.
So I wanted to get back to that. That was really interesting about the music and everything because it kind of blew me away. In that there's people that have songs constantly, even the outside of them, not just in the inside of them.
Right.
They keep hearing over and over in that. So let's just say if somebody keeps hearing "Stairway to Heaven" all the time, what would that equate to in a spiritual sense?
If they passed away? Or?
No, if they're still that's their song that they keep hearing and everything else, and on the outside, not just in the inside.
You know, that would be possibly be a loved one or a friend or someone that they were associated with saying hello.
Or angels speaking.
Okay, angel speaking. As, but Stairway to Heaven, is there's so many different aspects about what
That's
the song means.
Last night, Tony can be my witness. I was listening to Stairway to Heaven because my brother was around. I'd lost my brother Dan. He's a Vietnam vet and such, and that song was on. He's like, your brother Dan's. I'm like, that just confirmed it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's just a way of communication, some way to link with
Right,
us, something
right.
familiar.
Right. And Stairway to Heaven, I mean, does it have any is there anything about that song? I mean, is it the song itself or is it the melody or
I think it was the era.
It's the era. Interesting.
And my brother loved Led Zeppelin. So.
Well, Cindy's been hearing Stairway to Heaven a lot.
Wow.
Wow.
And so that's why we just
Hotel
kind of
California.
Hotel
I
California.
used to get that.
Oh yeah,
Hotel California a
Oh, I
lot
thought it
too.
was Stairway to Heaven.
Now, what's the first
Oh,
thing
same
you
thing.
think about that, Cindy, when that happens?
Well, Hotel California lately, and you're right, Stairway to Heaven, but lately, it kind of goes back and forth, but right now it's Hotel. My first connection with that is that when my uncle was passing away, it was my first experience of, watching someone pass away, slowly in the hospital bed. And I kept hearing that song every time I drive to the hospital. And so my connection is with him, and I remember that back then. This was like, the early 90s, and I just remember like, okay, I guess that's my song to him. And I didn't know at that point anything about spirituality or nothing, but I just knew inside me that was my connection to him. And for whatever reason, I've been hearing it a lot,
He must be checking in on you.
Maybe, and I ask him, what is it, and are you here to help show me something, guide me with something, or is it just a connection of some sort, or, I don't know.
A change.
What do you get from that, Tony?
I get those messages all the time with the numbers, also constant numbers like the 1111, 111, 222.
for Cindy as far as that goes?
Oh, I just felt like it's a connection, like the spirit is trying to connect with you to give you a word from the song.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's
There's a lot of things that went with that. I mean, because we always have weird stuff that happens to us, but
right.
yeah, crazy stuff. But there was actually something that went along with it. It was that she gets text messages from phone numbers that aren't in service.
I do too.
I know, is that crazy?
What about the all 5 ones?
all 5 ones?
All 5.
Oh,
I haven't gotten that one yet.
That
one
was weird.
Well, so along with this, that she gets a text message from this person, this odd number and that and everything. She calls it back.
Yeah.
And a mom answers the phone, and it's her son's Kindle.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. We got the same look too. It's like it's a Kindle. How is this actually possible? And she's like, "There's no messages there. We can't do messages and everything." And so
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because when I call it back, there's nothing. It's
it
not
usually says, "Hey, this
Yeah.
is
A
an
recording
unlisted-
usually,
Yeah.
yes.
recording exactly." Well, I got a message back the other day from a text message because I called back and I got a message back. Please quit calling this number.
So you call that number a lot, huh?
No, I just called it once, and then
Or just one at a time?
well,
Once at a time.
wait until you hear this because it's about Cindy's stuff, what she's been seeing and everything else. It was her son's leapfrog that the voice was coming through.
Not my son.
No,
this
not
other
Cindy's son.
person.
This the person
Oh.
that it called son's leapfrog. That my voice was coming across as like, hey, I'm just kind of curious of what this message meant, blah blah blah, and that, and it came across the leapfrog and had my phone number on it. She used her phone to text me back. Please stop calling that. It's scaring the hell out of my son. Well, of course it would. Your son's there holding your leapfrog, and you hear some guy out there. Yeah, thank you very much for calling. I'd just kind of like to know what that message meant. And your son's probably going nuts. So I get it. I don't get what all this is about.
Well, there's some symbolism going on.
Oh,
there,
absolutely.
obviously.
I don't know what it is though.
Well, it's a leapfrog. Don't
I think it
Octum's
has
razor? Octum's razor. The simplest solution usually is the answer.
Right. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
So it's the leapfrog. Hers is the Kindle.
That's right.
Kindle. Yeah.
What the
It's
heck?
weird.
I don't know.
Okay, exactly.
It is.
I scratched my head.
But
to
that
this.
is what it is.
Right. It is what it is. It's just really
Just
weird.
accept it.
Yep. Accept what we have and accept what we get. You know, from
You're a
this.
kindled leapfrog.
A kindled leapfrog. So maybe it means, and I'm going to ask the crowd too, that maybe it means I need to move back to Phoenix. You think?
Right.
I get a confirmation on
Yeah.
Does everybody say yes and agree then? Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
good. So the
Because
crowd
we just
says
moved
yes.
here.
Yes, yeah. Patrick Tony says, please move back because we
Yeah.
just moved here.
I
Please.
kind of took it personal. I mean, we show up and you're like, hey, gotta go.
I know, it's the
Right?
same thing. You guys are moving in your house and I'm
I'm like,
leaving.
I showered last week. I know I did. I have it on a schedule.
Yes, there's so many people I'd like you to meet. You know, that's the whole thing.
We would like to get plugged in again. We've been far away.
Well,
from
I
it
know,
for a while.
absolutely. You know,
But
that's
actually, I just kind of stay to myself. I'm like the one that always hides.
well, you do, honey. It's
I
you've
do.
always hid behind your husband and microphone and music and that. And I'll never forget that you have this beautiful angelic voice and that. And your
Yes, she
microphone is like you hide behind it when you sing.
Uh-huh.
Because all you want everybody to do is hear your voice. And I would listen to that and go, damn, girl, get your face out there, too. You're beautiful. Yeah,
I just didn't want anybody to worship me, and I want them to.
well, exactly.
Right.
But, you know, so one of the questions I wanted to ask, I hope it's not too personal on that, because Cyndee and I were talked about this, and I said, should I ask him this question? That is, what happened? Why did you unplug? When you were so plugged in and you
Yeah,
guys
that's right.
had such a beautiful life and in spirituality and that, what happened?
For me, we
Yeah.
lost our sax player, David, and it wrecked us.
Yeah, not just because he plays sax, but
But he passed away.
Right, I remember that. I
And he
remember-
passed away the day he was supposed to be in concert with us,
Right,
and he never showed up. And we found out the next day, which I thought it was a joke.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it took the wind out of our sails because we
I
were
remember
doing
that, yeah.
Mystic Winds. It was kind of the name of we do just like one song for like 3 hours, right?
Well, it is, yeah.
And it would just open up. It would get really thick and weighty. People would just be anyway. So that was really intense part,
Right.
and then without David, it's like we became so accustomed to him being there as a support too, and then a paradigm shift. Okay,
Right,
in the
yep.
desert, and which was going on as we
Absolutely.
were meeting you, and
Yep, absolutely.
and I just got tired of faking religion, I guess.
I love
Right.
it. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
I'm just not going to fake it. And so what do you do with that when you lose your whole identity?
Right.
You know, I mean, and so Toni. Anyway, did you want to say something?
I forgot. I'm getting old.
Yeah, a senior moment.
Yeah, so losing David. Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Me and David would go round and round about jazz music, and I did not like jazz whatsoever. And I said I'd never sing it. And so he has been working through me, I believe,
Yeah, I believe
because
so,
I went
yeah.
to Texas. I left here in
Yep.
2011,
11
and then we started performing jazz music.
in Austin, Texas.
And,
Right.
Wow.
and booked every week.
Yeah,
I
we're doing
remember
2-3
that, yeah.
shows a week.
And I couldn't believe it because I don't like jazz. I said, I know that this is you, David, because you wanted me to do the jazz.
Wow.
We
that's
argued
awesome.
back and forth. So
That's funny.
so I found I love jazz
Right.
and blues now. And of course, we haven't performed because we got sick.
Exactly. Now, that was my next thing, is because I know you guys went through some of the molds stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are healing through that.
Mhm.
Still healing.
And still healing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you something, is I got a very strong, it was actually the day that you sent me that you saw the attachments, blah, 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 and that, is that your music and your spirituality of who you are is going to heal you even faster.
Which kind? Which one? The spiritual or the jazz?
Both, honey. It's because there's no, in my mind, there's no difference.
Come on.
Yeah, because I love music.
Absolutely.
And I feel like I'm drying up from not being able to perform.
Exactly. You have to get out there and do that, honey.
And Patrick.
Well, both of you, because when I heard you guys for the first time in your guys' apartment, when I first heard you guys. I was so moved and taken. It was more of a spiritual than you guys. You guys have given me treatments and everything else but it was more moving to listen to you guys emote this beautiful energy out of you. And I got that so loudly, is that I remember that to the day, is that you guys have to go out and heal yourselves and heal with music.
I believe you're right on.
Exactly. Give a healing, get a healing.
Yes.
Is a whole aspect. And you guys are so beautiful in every aspect of you. You guys haven't lost a bit from what I saw you last.
Appreciate that.
And that's been a
And
long
for
time
being
ago.
a healer in yourself and healing others,
Mhm.
and you can't really heal yourself, is frustrating.
Well, and that's the whole thing, is that if you say that and you're
Right.
holding on to that, honey, and that I think you just have to let go.
Yeah, so I was talking to Patrick last night about that it's a mindset.
Right.
I believe that I can heal myself also.
Things. It's really funny. I'm looking at the monitor here and there's actually angel wings of the sound when you said that.
Wow.
It's pretty.
It was really pretty. It's beautiful, honey.
We have one of those, what are those called that they put on your finger and they can see your aura? What is that called?
A finger.
I think that's a biofield too. They seen pink heart things around my whole body.
Of course you do.
And then they seen the letter Tav in my
Yep.
spirit. And
Yep.
that's like a Jewish.
Yep.
Mine was Hashem.
Yeah.
Oh.
Three
Nice.
flames.
They were like at awe. Everybody came over to the table. They never seen it before.
Oh, nice. How pretty.
But you guys have to get out there. There's people in this room and everything else that have never heard your guys' music, and they need to. And it's that beautiful. It's that healing to me, because I mean that's something to me that I think about when I'm going through stuff that I need healing. That I think of your guys' songs.
Nice.
I think of what you guys have given to the world, and you need to do that again. And if I have to come back here and drag your butts to some place, I will do it. And
Well, there you
there's
go.
people out here that can contest. I will grab you and take you.
Just leapfrog right back over
Leapfrog
here.
right good. Maybe that was a
And
message.
kindle up our fire.
Oh,
There you
go.
And you know, the music, I never was a musician. Patrick's always been a musician, if you know the background on that.
Right. Yep.
When I had my near-death experience and came back the second time, I just had natural abilities.
Yeah, I was writing a
came-
song. I just got a guitar, and I was like writing a song. I was in Christianity at that time. I blessed that whole experience, but so and I'm singing this song, and I hear her harmonizing coming from the kitchen. I'm like, and I stopped. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she was kind of like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, you do more of that."
And
And
then he started
she just
putting
has
me in
a
the
gift of
front.
harmony. Yeah, so
And that was
I shoved her
scary.
right out front. Literally,
really
like 3.5
scared.
weeks later, she was singing the Star Spangled Banner in front of a drunk boxing crowd. So, just
I
terrified.
was shaking.
She's like, "What'd you do? I just sang harmony one time."
You don't have time to drink, honey.
Don't have time to drink. I like that.
Get out there now.
There's always time to drink.
So
right,
that's how
Cindy?
that story came about
Well,
for music.
Well, that's a perfect way to do it. If you got a bunch of drunks out there, they won't know the difference. At least to get through that first time, right?
And then we played for bars.
Yep. We went in and did not just normal, like, go in there and do the Beatles and stuff. We did Twisted Tunes for Jesus stuff in the bars.
Wow.
We were,
Twisted.
Twisted-
Wait.
Twisted
Twisted
Tunes for
Jesus tunes?
8 days a week, he loves
Yeah.
you. Right? That kind of stuff.
No.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
And people were dancing.
Yeah.
They were- must
They
have
were
been
like,
drunk.
"What the hell are they singing?" We got paid.
You got paid.
And everything.
$400 a night.
Oh my.
Probably just
God.
to get us to leave because we wouldn't leave. But
Oh,
no,
is that what it is? Oh my
I
God.
love it.
No,
That
we've
was
done
like,
some crazy stuff.
No,
so.
you guys have to get back on that. I see that. I know that. I feel that.
I agree.
I've been telling Cindy a lot about you guys and what the gifts that you have and that. And it's like I keep waiting and waiting. And Facebook is like, Patrick, Toni going to do something great. And it's like, what? Come on. Come on. Come on.
We really like to build
Well,
up the suspense.
it's just
That's
been
it.
really
We're really
hard.
just working that suspense angle.
It's been really hard to do that because of the toxic mold that we were exposed to for 4 years.
Yeah. Neurologically, I'd forget
And
what I was
still
saying.
have the shakes
absolutely.
from it. Like I got the Parkinson's and the dementia. Patrick got dementia and all that stuff from it. But it's all, and so now we have to detox our whole
Oh,
body.
absolutely. Yep.
And there's hardly any doctors that specialize in that here, or anywhere. You have to see an environmental specialist and do the shoemaker protocol.
Right.
And there's special tests that you have to get. The regular doctors do not know.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
So I have it all over through our whole body.
You don't have to. You don't need a doctor right now, honey. I think what you need is that spiritual music.
We need music.
Oh, I
You
know
need some
music,
music.
yes.
I think
but
that-
it's been hard to do.
Well, no, I
music
can
because of
imagine that,
yeah.
honey. And then, but as me, I'm an intuitive, medical intuitive, and I'm looking at you guys and that, and I just see you're missing that harmony. And I think what you have been
I
seeing
agree.
in other people, and that your song has been off also.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's been a message for you guys in that in a lot of ways too. You guys are so special in my heart in so many ways.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I love you
And
too.
we have been invited to play at his friend's place
Yeah.
in Scottsdale.
Yeah. It's an Irish pub.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. There's one in Chandler, and I don't know.
just don't
Anyway.
have the energy yet.
Make the energy, honey.
Yes.
Just it's
I
kind of
think-
like going to a party you don't want to go to, and you get there and it's like, oh my God, there's a lot of fun.
Right.
I think we need to just start doing lives.
We're going to start. That's what we've been talking about.
Just
doing
in our
lives.
living room and
Yeah.
do some lives, blow the shofar. Rod was bummed because I didn't bring my horn. I didn't want to make the wrong impression. Like, this guy's horny. He just brings it everywhere. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. It's wrong.
With
I
the
just,
title, too, that he posted, I was thinking, what?
The title I posted?
Yeah, the flames together.
Oh, you like that?
I was like, what kind of, and then I seen, what kind of meeting is this?
Yes, everybody was kind of wondering about that too. It's like
Kind of meeting is
that's
it?
why I put it underneath there. This
Love.
picture has nothing to do with the podcast. I
So
just
funny.
like the picture.
I
That was
disagree. The picture had everything to do with the
it.
podcast.
I was like, what
That's
earlier podcast we did with this very beautiful man that out of the blue, and that he's Polish, and we had two Polish people right back and forth, and I'm Polish and Norwegian. And right out of the boat, I look at him and I said, I like sausage. And he didn't know what to say about it. It's like, well,
What do you
Polish-
say to that? I mean,
Polish sausage.
so do I.
Exactly.
I love sausage.
Well, so it's right out of the boat. It depends on what's going on in that. You guys are such a blessing that I want to talk a little bit more about your guys' where you guys think you get or know you get your healing inspiration from.
That I know where I get my healing inspiration.
Do you know
from?
where you get your healing inspiration from?
I was born with it, and then it enhanced more after I had my near-death experience. So it just happens.
Okay. You don't know
The universe.
the universe. Okay.
Yep.
My God, just a feeling of love
Mm-hmm.
will come upon me, when I'm around someone and force me to get over my flesh. When you get that challenge, you ever been challenged?
Yeah,
And there's someone toxic or going through something, and you get that edge, like you need to tell them they're loved.
right. Exactly.
I'm like, well, they seem a little busy right now, actually. I mean, I don't want to just be rude. I
Right,
mean,
exactly.
there's a lot going on in that person's life. I mean,
Right.
but the more when I do that, to get over myself, just to extend love to someone, something practical, opening a door,
Right.
or tell them, hey, I love your shirt,
Well, yeah. Exactly. Giving a compliment.
a compliment,
Like-
something.
like that man sitting out there is like, I love his hair.
Yeah, he's got great hair.
Is it
man.
great, great hair?
You
I
guys
love
both have great
Yeah,
hair.
thank you.
I have no hair, so I mean, I'm just
And you look like Patrick's old friend. He's in
Bobby.
that-
His name is
No,
Bobby. You
No,
know
he's
Bobby?
in the band with the.
That's another guy.
Sounds like Alice in Chains. Let's see, what's his name? Dean Noble. What was the good bass players?
Oh, Jay.
Looks just like Jay.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
oh
do.
my
Jay
goodness.
Clark.
And he's very musically talented too.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
very
Yeah,
talented.
so. Mike McDonald.
Oh, you too?
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
So your inspiration, where you get your spirituality, you can't put a label on it, can you? You can't tell us that it's from Ceres, Pleiadians, or whatever else. That
Right.
it's a knowing that
Right.
you
Yeah,
guys
it's just
have.
a knowing. So, and I go with also when I do the the energy healing when I go inside their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Don't only just see the cancer or the tumor or any of that stuff, but I also get like what they're supposed to eat and what they're not supposed to eat.
Sweet.
So like I have to tell them this is what I'm getting from spirit, or universe. So it's not just about the energy healing itself.
Or doing all the work for the person.
Yeah.
A lot of times,
Absolutely.
as you know, the universe expects us to step up.
Right.
And so when you
So like if they're not supposed to have gluten, but it's making them sick.
Right.
So I see that, I just write it all up for them, tell them
That's
what to
good
do.
for you, honey.
So it's like a mentor,
Right.
I guess, mentoring.
Hey, you do.
Yeah.
You do some amazing work with that. And so I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
All right. Here's your victim over here. To my right is Cyndee Movie.
Okay.
What's going on with her?
Oh, I have to plug in.
So while you're
So,
plugging in.
so now I know how to shut the switch off,
Okay.
and then it takes me a little bit to.
Sorry, do you need warm-up music or anything
No,
else? Do you want
no.
Patrick and I to sing for you?
No.
Bum-ba-dee-da-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da-dee.
Yeah, I just have to plug in. So you
All right,
could go
go ahead,
ahead and.
All right. We could still sing.
we can talk about giraffes.
Giraffes, they have long necks.
They
Yes.
do.
Do you know why beers have necks on them?
No.
They made it so that you won't warm your beer up if you hold them. They
Really?
made the neck on a beer.
Really?
Yes, yes.
I did not know that.
That's just something odd to know. Thank you for that. Yes, something to know.
was valuable.
Yeah, thank you.
So are you a medium or a comedian, Patrick?
More of a comedian,
Okay.
really. Though I do get stuff unexpectedly most of the time. So.
He does do toe readings, and he is also
Oh, you had to bring up the toe reading.
I
Do you
did.
massage the toes after you're done reading them?
No, I don't touch the
Oh.
toes,
Oh.
but I do. I can't
He's a
technically even
wellness
look
practitioner.
at a set of toes.
Right.
Yeah.
I have this fungus on my toe. Can you look at it, please?
He's a wellness practitioner too, so he needs to get out of his box also.
I know.
And he needs to do his
No.
hypnotherapy and all
know.
that. So
I got people for you to meet when I get back from Idaho.
Yeah.
We got,
And we can do Skype.
he just wants to push me forward and him relax,
right.
But it's not going to happen.
No.
So-
No pushing. You have to work on your own stuff.
Yeah.
So are you tuned in now, honey?
It was hard to, yeah.
To tune in with her? Or because of us?
Yeah.
too?
So I
The
mean,
two-
I could work on her when I'm out there when they're.
Okay, well, no, I
But
just want you to see.
yeah.
You got something you see from with her?
I see something right here.
Okay, what is it? What is it? I'm-
Yeah, it's it's blue.
Oh.
See blue right there.
What's the blue about?
I'm just gonna send you something. Okay.
She
Okay.
sent you something. All right. Hush over the crowd. Toni is now sending Cyndee something. It's a par 4 course right now. We're going to get what she's sending.
Yes, and the same thing happens to people in Ireland, and England, Australia.
Am I supposed to be getting some of this? Because I'm kind of feeling flush.
If you're one, you feel it too.
I'm kind of feeling something, that's for sure. It's kind of crazy here. Kind of cool, though.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Did you feel that, Cyndee? Oh, where's Cyndee at? Look at her. She's gone. Look at Cyndee. She's gone. What the hell did you do to her, Toni?
I don't know.
I
It's
don't
doing
know.
it.
That's pretty
Can
good.
you feel it?
Yes. So what I felt was like kind of nothing at first, and then chills, and then a cooling sensation, like a menthol feeling or something. And
Did you move your neck?
I just feel very relaxed right now.
Like
She just wants to take a nap, she says.
so. Out of
Yeah.
So out of nowhere, I just wanted to. Have you ever heard of that channel TLC?
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes.
So out of nowhere, I was invited to do a series with the healer.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
didn't make it this time. I have to get videos in order, but
Right.
I hope and pray that I'm able to do the series with him next time.
Good. I hope so too.
But his
That's-
new series is March 5th, and I can't wait to watch it.
Oh my gosh.
so.
Yeah, that's pretty
Charlie.
cool. Yeah.
And I'm also getting people from him. He's sending them over to me.
Nice. Good for
That's
you,
wonderful.
Lonnie.
Good for you.
I was really scared. I was like, how did he find, you know what I mean?
Right.
I was shocked. But
That's pretty cool, honey.
yeah, I can't wait.
I can't either.
Thank you so much, by the way.
Do you feel it still?
But I just want to give
It'll
validation.
be like a couple days.
Hmm.
I just want to give validation of that. Cindy, right before we actually just talked about it last night, is that she goes, is my neck always going to be this? Because I'm a structural therapist and I always help put her neck back in place and everything else and work with her neck. And that she says, my neck always going to be like this? And it's funny that you picked the neck, you know, and caught the exact same area
Yeah,
that
it's right here.
she's been having the issues with.
I
and
can
that.
see it.
And of course you can. You're a seer, honey. You're amazing.
That's great. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. It's very
absolutely.
cool.
Probably a couple more treatments.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it for you.
Oh, you're sweet, honey.
Thank you.
You guys are wonderful healers. Patrick, you're about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, you talk about are you medium or comedian. It really, how the universe uses me is kind of abrasive sometimes.
Abrasive.
Like, for instance, we'll be doing something and there'll be this young person, maybe female, and I'll be like, boy, look, did you just eat too much or something like that,
Oh.
and that
Oh, yeah.
person is wrestling with like bulimia, You talk about awkward moments, because and me not knowing,
Youch.
but the humor will come out, but a lot of times it's a lancer.
Right, absolutely.
I'm usually the one to hit the triggers and then deal with the mess.
Hit the
afterwards,
triggers and deal with the mess.
So-
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it gets a little messy sometimes.
If people want to get a hold of me or treatments,
Yep, we're going to talk about that in a
Okay.
second. Do you mind?
'Cause
You're a
caught it.
psychic, man. You're a intuitive woman that
like
caught
she
this.
knew that was gonna
She knew
happen.
that was going to happen. That so because we're going to have to wrap this up
Right.
and everything
Mhm,
else. So
that's
and I really hate to end this because you guys are so much fun. We have to do this more often. Right, Sin?
Absolutely.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
been
we-
very
it's been a long
fun.
time since we've seen you.
Oh,
We're going to call it the Kindle and Leapfrog Show.
do you know it's been over 7 years since we saw each
I
other?
know, it's been a
7 years,
long
and we just
time.
kind of just fell right back into where we were at.
Yep.
I just love it. You guys are amazing.
Yes, you
You're
are.
amazing.
Rod
and it's
talks
very
a lot.
beautiful to meet you.
I
Thank
know.
you. You too as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, you beautiful souls, Toni, how can they get a session with you? Where can they find you?
Right now I just have Facebook, but I'm working on a website.
Oh, good.
But I have two. I have the Toni the Global Healer
Mm.
on Facebook,
Right?
and then I have Into the Light Healing Modalities and Readings on
Right.
Facebook.
Yep.
So they'll
That's
get
a
all
group
my,
you have, right? Too. Is
yeah,
that the group? Yeah,
that's the group.
I love that group.
I opened it up for people to find me. Oh, I have my gemistic.com, which is metaphysical.
oh yeah, yeah.
So I have my crystals and gems and all that on there
Perfect.
that I
Plus, you can book services
on there.
on
On
there,
there
too.
also,
So I offer like sessions if they want to test it because people, don't trust it or they don't,
Right.
So I say I'll do a 30-minute session for $50.
Sweet.
And then if they feel something, I wait for 2 days because it takes a couple days afterwards. And then they say, okay, I'm going to buy the package. Most of them buy the 8-session package for
Right,
30
right.
minutes.
Wow.
So, and they see a huge difference
Right.
after the fourth time even. So, but yeah, so that's where you can get a hold of me at.
What was that
Again,
website again?
It's Into the Light Healing Modalities and Readings,
Okay.
or Toni the Global Healer.
Gotcha.
Or gemmystic.com.
Gem Mystic.
And Patrick has one too.
Yes.
Patrick's Wellness
Ooh,
on
Patrick's
Facebook.
Wellness. Patrick, tell us about Patrick's Wellness.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is kind of sexy.
It's sexy. It's inspiring.
He's a nutritionist, and he's a
Yeah, give us.
I do
give us a
life
rundown.
coaching, nutritional coaching, hypnotherapy. Actually, I'm a transpersonal hypnotherapist, which is more on the spiritual side of things. And
He does past life regression.
yeah, past life regressions,
And-
life between life
and pain.
regressions.
NLP.
Yeah, NLP, a lot of neuro NLP.
Yes.
I was going to attempt that. My tongue went, you do it. It's
No,
going to be really
it's
a
gonna be
mess.
lost.
Don't even, no, don't do it.
And I was hoping you wouldn't look at me because
Neurological. Oh, my goodness, that's so pathetic. I just, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
neural
Thank you.
linguistic.
I know what I'm doing. So, at least I know how to spell it. NLP. That's how you spell
That's how
it.
you have to spell it. Exactly. So how can they get a hold of you if they want a session?
They just have to give me a hug.
Yeah.
You got to find me and give me a hug.
Just,
Google Patrick.
Yes. Do you want to look at my toes before you leave?
Yes, there we go. That's
my
what I'd love to
goodness.
do. That. Yes. That's the toes do emulate the nervous system. It comes out of reflexology
Yeah.
and stuff. And
I think it's Patrick's Wellness on Facebook.
Patrick's Wellness on Facebook.
Patrick's
Oh, well-
Wellness. Oh, wait.
Yep.
We're changing the name all the
Sorry.
time. We don't want to make it easy.
No, make it
We
really
feel
hard
if
to
someone
find.
finds
It
me,
is-
they really tried.
It is
I mean, they
Patrick's
tried.
Wellness, and it's Wellness Healing Modalities
Wellness healing
On-
modalities.
on
I love
Facebook,
it.
and I keep that page up for him.
You guys are amazing.
That's because she inspires me.
She inspires you.
That's why the page is up.
All right.
So I need to hear your guys' music on. I need to hear where you guys going to be at. I need to get you guys more out there. You guys need to be singing and
So
doing stuff and
Blowing the shofar.
We changed the name from Mystic Wind to Gymnastics.
gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
Make that hard too.
Yep.
Gymnastics.
We're just
The
a difficult
mystics.
couple.
You are.
We're like anti-marketers.
It's like,
What's the worst possible name we could come up
exactly.
Not gymnastics, but
Gymnastic,
gymnastics.
gymnastics.
Oh boy.
Well, okay.
Systematics.
You guys started this, so I have to tell you. I have to say this because they even changed their names since I've known them last.
Yes.
Right?
Because they were fags before.
I was born a fag.
Yep.
All right. We're legally married fags.
Because
Yes.
it's from Ireland
So-
over there.
so the love.
Now here's something that the name's actually pronounced fog.
Fog.
So why not spell it F-A-G-G? Because that's how you would spell fog in
Absolutely.
a normal language.
Sorry, why be normal though? You cannot
The
be
keyboard
normal.
doesn't have those two little dots over the A.
No,
I
they
mean, I
don't.
just want to protest that. I feel I'm offended by the
Exactly.
no dots over the A.
I think actually you should probably write somebody in Facebook and say, hey, how come I can't use
Get
my
those
fag?
dots. So we went to love naturally because I love love.
Absolutely.
So Patrick Love, Tony Love, and as we were discussing earlier, probably morph into Patrick and Tony Fag Love most likely.
Yeah, that's one.
Just
Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could happen.
It's if you don't know who's talking right now, that was Patricia talking.
Yes,
and,
And I'm
this is
Anthony.
and Anthony next to him. So we have Anthony and Patricia.
If you
Fag.
can't laugh at yourself, man, you're in
Yeah,
trouble.
exactly.
And I laugh at myself
And
all the
it's been
time.
like this for
so.
30 years.
Oh, it's
Wonderful 30-year marriage.
Oh,
That's
June
lovely.
8th.
June
June
8th.
8th.
June 8th.
Woohoo.
We have
49
8
in 2
grandchildren.
days.
8 grandchildren. Yes.
8
a shout out
grandchildren.
Yeah.
to our
Our son will be 32, our oldest.
Wow.
Zach, Ryan, and Josh. And
Zach, Ryan, and Josh.
Wow.
Beautiful souls. That they actually came from Alaska, where you just came back from.
Wow.
So yeah, that's where they originated from, up there in
Right
Alaska.
on.
Yeah, we walked back.
Where were you at in Alaska, Cyndee?
Ultimately, Battles.
Bettles.
Oh,
Do you know what
Bettles?
Bettles is?
no.
That's
in the-
one place. Alaska
Is
is
it
huge. You
small?
can fit
Yeah.
2 of Texas in the interior of
Is it
Alaska.
small?
Isn't that crazy?
We,
Yes,
we
very
lived in
small.
There's a
Juneau.
million lakes in Alaska.
Yeah.
Wow.
They had to take a train from Fairbanks, right?
Okay,
Oh.
Fairbanks. Oh, because you were up top there.
We flew into Anchorage, trained it to Fairbanks, and then took a plane up further north to the Arctic Circle.
You didn't ride any moose or nothing?
Almost.
Oh my goodness, but they're good eating.
They're,
I'll tell you that.
I didn't. I didn't
They're
see
yummy.
them.
We
Did
just
you just
offended
say
all the
that? Wow.
vegetarians.
I know.
Yeah,
every vegetarian
We're
we
almost
know just
vegetarian
turned
now,
off.
but they were good.
Yes.
I didn't even see
we love
one.
moose. We
She
don't
didn't
eat
get-
them, I promise.
I see moose all the time in Idaho, and she didn't even get to see a moose.
know,
in
it's
it.
a
Why
little bit
aren't plural
bummed.
moose called meese?
I don't
I just want to know.
know.
I don't know. I saw a bunch of meese up
There's
there.
the meese.
Yep.
They're
That's-
dangerous though.
But no, it's like,
Yeah.
look at all the
Scary.
moose. It's like, is it one moose or several moose?
I
But no,
did-
no. Now I love them. I don't eat them.
Right, exactly.
I'm more vegan.
Though I
Vegetarian,
thought about
so.
starting a new game called Slapping the Moose, and you dip your hand into colored paint, and you go up and put your hand on the moose.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
It'd be
yeah.
very exciting,
No.
Yeah.
He always
No.
says
Do you know how
that.
huge they are?
and they're very mean.
Oh,
too.
oh, We were staying at a bed and breakfast, and he went right up
Before
to
I knew how
He's like-
emotional moose
he's
can
like,
be,
"Oh."
who would have
He
thought
went
that a
close to
male
it.
moose would
He
have
walked up
any
to
problem?
it.
Well, I tried several times. He kept backing away and looking at me funny. I'm like, what are you looking at me funny about? I mean, I'm just trying to get close.
This is
I'm trying to
before he
bond.
knew.
Turns out he could have stomped me to death. I must have had an angel standing right behind me because the moose was just like, should I kill him? I don't. He's kind of cute. He's
I'll give him more.
dumb as a
There
sack
was
of
more
rocks.
than one moose, so
I
I'm
don't know.
happy
Yeah.
that he didn't get trumped.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Moose is looking at the guy. He's a fag. I'm just
Yes.
going to let go.
This is what fags do. They walk up the male mooses,
And slap their
male
butt.
moose,
their
mises. Mises. Oh man, I ruined this show. I am so sorry.
But again, I'm vegetarian
Yes.
now.
Again, I'm
Forgive me.
That's
please.
a segue.
They just exactly.
Eat beets.
All
That's
right,
what
guys.
we're trying to say.
We have to.
Is
we
moose
have to.
pie made out of
Oh
moose?
my
No, I'm
God.
kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, we're just going to end this right now.
We love.
We love you
We love
guys.
moose,
Thank
and
you for
I'm
having
Yes,
us.
we love
sad I didn't
you.
get to see
Remember,
one.
you guys,
It's all good.
everybody, you guys, you're loved, and I'm blessed, and I'm really glad to have you guys on the show.
Hey, thank you,
with
Ron.
my
Thank you,
Thank
Cindy.
you.
Thank you guys so
You guys
much.
rock.
Absolutely, you guys
This
are
is
amazing.
great.
Love you guys, and
Love you.
we'll
Love you.
talk to
Thank
later.
you.
Love you too.
Bye bye.